Good morning, everyone. Oki, Dadanastada, Ambawastich, and Tanse. This morning, I am joined by Airdrie Mayor Peter Brown and by Calgary CAO David Duckworth. We are facing an urgent crisis, and I'm standing here this morning with one message and one message only. We must do better. Since last Saturday, our water usage has been trending upward. 2 days ago, we surpassed the sustainable threshold, and today we are at that threshold. Yesterday, we used 480 million liters of water. That is the threshold. While we reduced our water use slightly from the day before, we simply have to do more. We do not have access to the majority of our water supply until this feeder main can be restored to its full function, and I am worried about our city and our surrounding municipalities. If our water usage continues to trend up and our water supply can't keep up, the taps will run dry at some point. And for those who want a definitive timeline of when that could happen, the only answer is that the more water we use, the sooner those taps run dry. You and I, we cannot give up on our conservation efforts right now. We need to do better, and we need to use less water, plain and simple. Now, yesterday, I asked you on social media to give me your ideas on saving water, and I had a chance to speak with many of you at community events. There were some popular ideas, things that you are all doing. You said you don't need to keep the tap on while you're brushing your teeth or while you're shaving. You said if you can't see out of your vehicle's windows or if the headlights or tail lights are dirty, you don't need to wash your car. You can use a rag and wipe them off, or better yet, when you're fueling up, use the squeegee at the gas station. You said you don't need to flush the toilet every time you use it. Don't wash dishes until the dishwasher is absolutely crammed full. And don't think that hand washing is going to conserve any water. It's actually more water efficient to use your dishwasher if you have one. Be selective in the clothing that you need to wash. Wash your essentials only. And if you need to change your bedding, use the spare sheets, use the guest sheets. Don't do that load if you don't need to. And if you're not loving the dwindling look of your hair, grab some dry shampoo at the drugstore, throw it up in a ponytail, and you can skip a shave and rock a beard. We're in water conservation mode, everyone. No one is judging how you look, no one is judging how clean your floors are, and no one is judging how shiny your car or your truck look right now. Why do we need to save water? Imagine what would happen if your neighbor down the street, the one who's got a newborn, looking to sanitize baby bottles, turned on the tap and nothing came out. I want you to imagine a hospital looking to wash patient bedding, and they had no water. You can imagine how catastrophic that would be. And imagine if a nurse or doctor in that same hospital couldn't wash their hands to get in for surgery. Now, worst of all, imagine if there was a house fire and the hydrants had no flow. These are all possible situations if we don't cut back on our water use until the feeder main work is done. Now, right now, we are not restricting indoor water use. We are providing you with suggestions, and we are counting on your goodwill to reduce your indoor water use. But if we can't do our part by banding together, there may be some restrictions that come into place. We don't know what that looks like. I really don't want to get to that stage. And you're not in this alone. 1 out of every 3 liters that we're using in the city when it comes to water is used by commercial customers, and you've had questions about their usage. I can tell you that more than 700 of the city's top commercial water users have been contacted directly, and they're doing everything they can to reduce their water use. Within the city of Calgary, our operations have also cut down on our water use. We have heard complaints that city golf courses are still watering their greens, and we've heard that water trucks are still out watering trees. And this is true. But the water that's being used is not the water coming out of the treatment plant. It is non-potable or recycled water, if we can use that language. It's not fit for human consumption. So that's what's used to keep up the greens, and our city crews and contractors are also using the same non-potable water to ensure that the 500 newly planted trees in the city are getting what they need. And you can do similar things on your properties, especially with the forecast calling for a lot of rain this weekend. If you've got rain barrels, use those. And if you don't, use big Rubbermaid tubs, use the kiddie pool, use any containers that you have, put them out in the rain and collect that rainwater so you can use it for things like your garden on the days that it's not raining, and you can use it for uses where you don't need clean drinking water. Now, that rain is a really good thing, and I want to remind everyone that your indoor plants can also be placed outdoors so they can benefit from that moisture. If you are considering taking a bucket down to the river, I am strongly urging you not to do that. You could put yourself in a safety risk. You could fall in. Please don't collect water from the river. I have also heard very clearly, I have to do restrictions, but car washes are still operating. Let me tell you this. Under the stage 4 outdoor water restrictions that we are in, outdoor car washes are completely shut down. Indoor car washes remain open because they recycle the vast majority of the water that they use, about 85%. But again, unless you need to for safety reasons, please don't wash your car. I can't tell you enough times. You don't need to wash your car right now. Consider it a sign of solidarity that we all have dirty vehicles at this point in time. Car washes being open is one thing, but going to the car wash is also something that you can control. With those stage 4 outdoor water restrictions, all outdoor water use, including commercial car washes or washing your car on the driveway, is not allowed. And remember, we are also under a fire ban. This also applies to propane and gas fire pits that you may have. We have to be smart with our water uses. And I have to tell you, Calgary is not the only community that is exercising water discipline. We have partners in Airdrie, Strathmore, Chestermere, and Tsuut'ina Nation, and all of them have imposed the same restrictions. They are under the same water advisory. We all need to help each other out to make sure none of our communities run out of water. We really are in this together, and here to speak more about how Airdrie is saving water, I'm going to welcome Mayor Peter Brown.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek. And first of all, thank you for keeping us so informed of what's happening here. And David, too, and your teams and water services round-the-clock work. We're so impressed with everyone that's been working diligently to repair the problem. So in Airdrie, we're falling back a bit, just as Calgary is, and we want to make sure and remind everyone that vigilance, continue to conserve water. There's, as you heard from the Mayor, there's tons of ways that we can all do it. This is not a burden. We are so fortunate to turn the tap on and have clean, fresh drinking water here. In Canada, lots of places around the world, they don't have that opportunity. And we need to remind ourselves it's a small adjustment in how we do things, shutting the water off when you wash your hands, et cetera, doing those types of things. But I think yesterday we were down 5% from where we were the day before. So we want to remind all of our businesses, all of our residents, continue to be vigilant, reduce the amount of water, let's take the stress off the system. It's a very simple ask. There's not a lot of technical issues with me. Reduce your water usage. We help everyone that's trying to make these repairs, and we can move forward. But remember, this is not happening tomorrow, this fix, so it needs to continue. And again, just want to thank everybody involved, and certainly in Airdrie, we've got our EOC open as well. Everyone's working diligently to try and effectively get this working to resolve the issues, but we need to be good neighbors. And this is really what it's all about. It comes down to being good neighbors. We need to support our neighbors in Calgary. We need to support our friends and neighbors and family in Airdrie. We don't want to have to reduce the water pressure in our community. It puts stress on an infrastructure. We want to make sure we're doing everything to support Calgary through this process. And again, it's a small ask for people to just reduce your water usage. I hate to repeat myself. I won't repeat what the Mayor had to say, but at the end of the day, just huge thank you to everyone, and a reminder to our businesses, we are the same. We don't have as many businesses as the City of Calgary, but our top 100 users, the top 5 got visits from our staff, the other 100 received letters, and we're continuing to follow and watch all the statistical data and make sure that we're doing everything possible to reduce our water. So let's join with the City of Calgary. Let's get through this together, and let's conserve every drop. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mayor Brown, and thank you, Mayor Gondek, both for your leadership. So good morning, everyone. I know many of you have been doing your part to conserve water, and a big thank you to you all. All your efforts have helped tremendously, but as you've heard this morning from both Mayor Gondek and Mayor Brown, there's more we need to be doing. As the Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Calgary, I have taken additional measures to ensure our employees are also doing their part. All of our city operations have cut back on water use, and as Mayor Gondek has shared, we are using non-potable water to keep the services Calgarians value and rely on going. We have also closed pools, spray parks, and arenas until our water supply is restored and restrictions are phased out. It's not what we want to do, but it's what we need to do to ensure that we don't run out of our critical water supply. Simple actions can go a long way, and we're asking Calgarians to continue our collective efforts to reduce water consumption. Where possible, I have asked employees who can work remotely to do so. By working remotely, our employees can be in direct control of their water use. For those working at or in our city facilities, we are asking them to limit their water consumption while in our workspaces and prioritize water use with public health and employee safety top of mind. While everyone wants the repair work to be completed as quickly as possible, we need to ensure our workers do it safely. Our thoughts go out to the workers who were involved in the worksite safety incident on Wednesday evening, and we wish them a speedy recovery. Public safety and the safety of our staff is our #1 priority. And as city employees, we are ambassadors to our friends, our family, our community, and our actions inspire others. We are providing updates to our employees regularly to keep them informed so that they can lead by example. I'm extremely proud and grateful for how Calgarians and our city employees have come together to respond to this critical situation. It has had its challenges, but it has also been inspiring to see what is possible when we all work together for a common purpose. Remember, every drop counts, and we all need to continue doing our part to make sure that we reduce our water consumption. Thank you very much. Mayor, back to you.
Thanks very much, David, and thanks very much, Mayor Brown. We have all indicated the ways in which we are doing our very best in our organizations to conserve water, and I'm just going to share a few more tips that all of you shared with me yesterday. You can save water by skipping a day of a shower, skipping a shave, or re-wearing the clothing that you have when you work from home. If that's an option for you and you're able to work from home, it will give you the ability to control your water usage, as CAO Duckworth just said. You can also put a container or a bucket under a faucet or a shower while you're waiting for the water to heat up and use that cooler water for your plants or to wash produce. And many of you are also boiling water in a kettle and using it to warm any of the water that you have in any of your basins. Scraping off your plates rather than rinsing them, and figuring out how to cook and eat meals that are using the least amount of water. You've suggested barbecue and you've suggested sandwiches. Those are great ideas. And in order to drive our water usage down, I will continue to share the ideas that you share with me so that we can all figure out ways to save water in our homes. Now, tomorrow is Neighbor Day, and at this moment in our city's history, what could be more neighborly than making sure that we are all practicing water-saving measures so our neighbors have access to water like we do as well. And with Father's Day coming up as well on Sunday, I want you to consider heading out for lunch or just to do some shopping in both Bowness and Montgomery to treat Dad. Those communities have had a lot of customers not come by in the last few days because of the situation we're in. I'm sure they could really use your support. And certainly tomorrow for Neighbor Day, visiting Bowness Community Association and Montgomery would really give a lot of love to the folks who can certainly use that right now. Now, Calgary, the trends are very clear. We all need to save more water, and I know you can do it. I am so appreciative of all the efforts you have put in to date, and I know you can do that little bit more that we need. With that, we will see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon from the Emergency Operations Center with Calgary Emergency Management Agency Chief Sue Henry and the team that is there. And tomorrow morning, we will see you again at 8:30 on this live stream. Thank you, Calgary.